Today I'm having a look around this Hanse 348 that I'm sitting on already, and I want to show you what it's all about. It's a perfect boat for couples. It has a great size of 34 feet, so it's very easy to handle by yourself or with one other person. I'm sitting at the starboard helmsman position. You see in front of me this very sleek steering wheel. It's made of black carbon. That's an option that we have, so you can decide what color and what material you want your steering wheel to be like. Right next to me I have everything that I need for sailing this boat. As I said before, you can sail it by yourself or with one other person because we have another helmsman position on the port side of the boat. What I have right next to me here is the control for the boat thruster, I have the control for the autopilot, and I have a little panel here that gives me all the information that I need to know about the water, about the wind, so whatever is important for me while sailing. What you also can see is that all my sheets are collected back here, so it's very easy for me without even leaving the seat to steer the entire boat, and I don't really have to leave the helmsman position, so I can trim my sails easily from here. Right next to me at the bottom here I have the engine control. So of course, if the weather is not made for sailing, I can also steer this boat by the engine. The engine is a 21 horsepower engine, but we can extend it to 29 horsepower as well. And it's fueled by a 160 liter fuel tank. That's also below us here. I have mentioned the sheets before. As you can see, they just seem to disappear right here. I can open this and there's a nice sheet storage there, so everything's out of the way and nothing's lying around. And another big advantage of this storage space is that when it's closed, it is like an extended helmsman seat. So if I'm bored of just sitting like this, I can just turn around, lie to the side, and I still see everything because I can look all the way to the forward side of our boat. Right in the back of our boat we have a bathing platform. I can lower it down really easily. I just open the flap in the back and then it is pulled down into the water. Now we're in the marina, so I won't do it to not damage anything, but just so you know, it is here and it gives us a really nice entrance into the water. And whenever we come out of the water, we have a little shower head here that I can just pull out. So in order to not make everything salty on the boat, I can just rinse myself off whenever I come out of the ocean. The cockpit area is very roomy, as you can see. There's benches, we have them on both sides. They seat 2 to 3 people. And we have the cushions here as well that we can put out. We don't have to have them outside. Even without the cushions, it's rather nice sitting out here. I have a table in the middle. It's good for just holding on to if you don't need the table. On the side you can see in here we have a chart plotter that's optional. If you want that, it can be integrated in your cockpit table, and below we have the compass, so everything within easy reach. When I do need the table, I can just pull it up. There's a click and then it's fixed, and I have a good table area in the cockpit. And just as easily I can put it back down and it's out of the way again. Below the benches I can just pull up the cushions, and as you can see I can open the bench and there's a really big storage space below there. So those cockpit lockers on both sides again are really good for storing everything that you don't want lying around. Right next to the companionway we have little storage spaces. They're very easily to open, and it's a perfect place for your sunglasses, your suntan lotion, maybe a drink or two that you want to have in close proximity to your helmsman seat, but not downstairs. And of course it won't get wet because of the spray hood that we have right above it. And you notice it is in a dark material now. That's the same material as the bimini that we have on top. So that's an option that you can get for your boat if you want it. And it can be all in the same material. When you look to the front of the boat, you also see that the lazy bag is also the same material, so it makes the boat look really sophisticated when it's lying in the marina here. And of course you notice while I'm sitting here, the sun is shining today, but I'm nice and shady down here, so it's really a cool breeze going on. So the bimini of course makes for really easy sailing, especially when you're in warmer weathers. I'm sitting on the foredeck now, right next to the mast. It's almost 16 meters high and it holds a total sail area of approximately 55 square meters. that can be extended as well. We can have a crossover sail as well. So if you want to do that, it's all up to you. I'm sitting here next to something called a self-tacking jib. It's this traveler here and it goes along, and that makes it possible to self-tack the foresail. It is part of the easy sailing concept. That is the same concept that includes all the sheets being carried to the back to the helmsman position. And as you can see here, that's where all the sheets disappear into the deck, and then they come out where the driver of the boat is sitting. To my right, you can also see the anchor. Just behind the anchor, there's a locker in the floor that holds the anchor chain, so everything is nicely stored away and nothing is lying around. You can see below me the teak flooring that we have on the outer deck here. That is completely up to you. So whatever kind of flooring you would prefer, that can be done. Just talk to your dealer there and they will be able to help you sort out exactly what you want to do. So you can have this kind of wood, you can have a lighter wood, you can have the black stripes or white in between. That's completely up to you, and of course it might also be reflected in your sails, so you can also change the color of all your sails, and the crossover sail, if you have one, can have a different color still, so the entire boat can look completely different when it's made for you. The first thing that I notice when I come down in this particular boat is the very beautiful red mahogany surfaces. So everything that I see, the walls, the tables, all the other furniture is covered in this beautiful wood. You can of course decide that yourself. If you would prefer a lighter color, another material, that's also up to you. We have already talked about the sails up on the outer deck, and the same holds true for everything here, for all the furnitures, all the surfaces, and of course all the upholstery as well. So as you can see here, we have decided to have a really dark interior, which still has the white walls. So we have a lot of natural light coming in, so it doesn't feel claustrophobic, but very comfortable and very nice indeed. As I said, we have windows in here, up here, and also on the bottom there, and we have a big skylight above me that we can open as well. And together with the entrance into the saloon area, we can create a cross breeze as well, so that fresh air comes in every now and again as well. Behind me, you can see all along the walls here, we have storage spaces. We can just open them up to store everything that we don't want lying around. And you can also see a big speaker here behind me. You can decide yourself on the kind of entertainment system you would like on board. So it's possible to include a TV if you want one. If you're more the music person, you will opt for a better radio, for example. So that's all up to you, and you can always decide together with your dealer or by having a look into our brochure that you can order online as well. And all the different options are in there, and you can decide what's best for you. This is the galley. It's separated from the sitting area by a little backsplash. That's very convenient if somebody's doing the dishes, then nobody else has to get splashed. You can see there's a really big worktop, but when I open it up, there's a full-size sink just below it, and when I put it back, I've got my worktop back. So that's very important while cooking, to just have enough room to prepare everything, because of course on 34 feet we don't have immense room, but it's well used what we have here. The fridge is also stored down here. It's accessible from the worktop, so whenever it's closed, it adds to the space that we have. There's actually a second entrance to the same fridge that's down here on the side. It's the same fridge, but it makes the organizing easier if you have the access point from below as well. There's a lot of storage space. We have the storage by the wall here, the drawers down here, and also some below the oven. Just above the oven we have the stove top. As you can see, it's also hidden. I like this very much because I can just open it up and then the whole worktop slides to the back and is out of the way, and it won't even get splashed while cooking because it's just outside there. Nothing gets onto it. And just as easily I can close it back up, and there's my worktop again. What I also really like is right back here I can slide this open and the garbage bin just slides out with it. So it's very nicely hidden as well, and I don't have to see it at all. Also, while cooking, it's of course important to get enough fresh air inside. So we have another little window up here that we can open just to get a bit of a cross breeze going to get all the smells from the food out. I'm sitting on the port side of our saloon now. As you can see, we have a navigation area here. There's a lot of room for all my sea charts. Whenever I don't need them, I can just open the table up and store everything beneath it. I've got all the panels that I need as well. So everything to organize the lighting outside, my position lights for example. I've got a hand radio here, and when I open up the top, there's also a fixed radio, then the real radio for real music that you want to listen to, as I said, depending on the kind of entertainment system that you would like to have installed in your boat. So that's all here, and I really like that it's all hidden away. When I'm not navigating, when I don't need anything, then it's just a nice sitting area. You can also see there's room for another 2 to 3 people next here on this side on the sofa, and for everybody to have enough room at the table, we can extend the table, and then everybody has a nice place for dinner as well. It's very easy to put up. We can also put it back down again, and just like that, it's out of the way. A very neat thing that's hidden inside the table is a little wine rack that we have, so we can cater to everybody's needs with the bottles that we store inside the table. Whoever wants more area for lying down, so if 2 cabins are not enough for you, or even 3, then you can also decide to have a table that can be lowered to the same level of the sofa, and then we put down another cushion, and it's another double berth that we have here in the saloon. So I would expect it's a really nice boat, rather small but very comfortable for just a small group of people. So if you're maybe 2 or 4 people, then everybody's comfortable, everybody has enough room, and it's definitely enough room for a short trip of just a few days. This is the guest cabin. You can see it has a double berth here. It's long enough for a tall person to comfortably lie in, and also wide enough so there's not a problem for 2 people to be sleeping here. What I really like are the 2 little reading lights that we have right here, so you can comfortably lie here reading a book in the evenings and still have a bit of light. We also have a nice little window up there that still gives us a little bit of natural light in here, which I myself find very important to have even in the smallest cabins. We do have a cupboard as well, so as a guest cabin it serves for 2 people to store all their belongings in. I'm standing in the bathroom now that's accessible from the pantry and saloon area. You can see it's a really big bathroom. We have a separate toilet, so it doesn't have to take a shower when you have a shower. There's the sink area, a lot of storage space again down there, cupboards. We can also open the little cupboards here and have space to store all the toiletries that we need. I really like the little lighting behind here, so it makes for a really nice atmosphere. And behind me we have the shower. There's no step to get into the shower. This is also really big. If I want to even increase the space that I have in the shower, I can also put up the seat that I have, and then there's even more space to stand. And the shower itself is right here. It's a really nice rain shower, so it feels like at home. And we also have a little skylight and a little second window here, so there's enough natural light in here, so during the day we can do everything that we need to do in the bathroom without a problem. We also have a fold-away door. This comes out to close off the shower from the toilet and sink area, so we don't flood the entire bathroom if we have a shower. And behind me here there's a flap in the wall. When I open that, there's a really big storage area that goes right to the back of the boat. Instead of this storage area, you can also decide to have a second double cabin in the back here. Then of course the bathroom would lose a bit of its size, but then you could of course accommodate more people inside, and that would give you a total of 6 beds. This is the master cabin. It's right in the bow of our boat. You can see above me I have a big skylight, so there's plenty of natural light coming in. I can even sleep in the summer with the window open. Then I'll just pull down the insect screen here. And if I want to have it really dark in here, from the other side I have a nice screen as well. You can see it's a double bed that I'm sitting on, so we have plenty of room for 2 people, and we also have a cupboard on each side, so plenty of room for everybody to put their belongings. This was our tour of the Hanse 348. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. You have found that there's a lot of different options to choose from, so make sure to contact one of your dealers in your area and they will tell you everything that's possible to change on this boat. So for example, all the colors, all the materials, even the different equipment that you use inside your boat to make it the perfect boat for you. One of them can be yours for less than 100,000 euros, so whatever you choose it to be, it will be yours.